Well, guys, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time. Just want to ask both of you real quick, how are you feeling going into Tuesday? What's it like from each of your perspectives?
I'm feeling good. You know, a lot of work. This is a lot of work. It's a really important issue, both for the clubs. I mean, they can speak for themselves, but certainly for the Royals and for our community. But a lot of work done, a lot of work to do, but feel pretty good about a positive result on Tuesday.
Yeah, we're very excited about the opportunity that we have on Tuesday. We've had a tremendous partnership with Jackson County, City of Kansas City for over 50 years, and this is a great opportunity to extend that relationship. Both the Chiefs and the Royals are such a cornerstone of the community, and we're hoping the voters are going to come out and vote yes on Tuesday.
Mr. Hunt, we haven't seen you since, thanks, Trace. I guess since, the big announcement. Since then, I've heard some criticisms that the big plan for Arrowhead is maybe a little underwhelming than what some people had in mind. Why do you think this is the best plan for Arrowhead?
Well, Arrowhead has been one of the best stadiums in the NFL since it was built over 50 years ago. It's iconic. It's a place that football fans from all across the country and frankly all across the globe want to come to. It's a special place, and we're fortunate because of the design work that went in by my dad and Jack Stedman some 50 plus years ago, that the bones are good enough where we can take it, renovate it, and extend that life for another 25 years.
And Mr. Sherman, how about you this week making some adjustments to your proposal with Oak Street, keeping that opening? Do we expect any other changes, maybe between now and Tuesday or even after Tuesday?
No, I don't think you'll see any changes. After Tuesday, there'll be a lot of discussions with the city council, the neighborhood about final plans for the development. The leaving open of Oak was really a result of having listened to the community. It became clear to us actually early on when we were talking with the Crossroads Community Association, the neighborhood, the mayor and the city council, that was important. So we made that decision on just this week, and there'll be a lot of things to discuss after April 2nd.
All right, well, let's follow up on that. Assuming we get a yes vote on April 2nd, how confident are the two of you that you can work with the county government and the city council to get leases signed and permits approved and get this fully across the finish line?
Well, I assume we'll have the lease signed before the vote. Maybe not. I mean, we got it signed with the Sports Authority this week, both teams. It can be executed either by the county executive or approved by the legislature. And that's up to them as to when they want to schedule that. But, I think if we get a yes vote, I think how we're going to work with the county is pretty well defined. We have additional discussions with the city, and in particular in our case, and the Crossroads and the state, to really create what I think will be one of the best pregame and postgame experiences in all of baseball. When you think about the heart of the city, connecting downtown and Power and Light to the Crossroads, to 18th and Vine, to Hospital Hill. That's a very exciting project. We still got some work to do, but with a positive result on Tuesday, very excited about what that's going to look like long term.
And same for you, Mr. Hunt. You feel confident that you can get everything across the finish line after that yes vote?
Yeah, we sure do. We have a 50-year history of working with the Sports Authority and the county here at the sports complex. And just to emphasize what John said, we have leases and community benefits agreements that have been agreed to. Like we did 18 years ago when we renovated Arrowhead, we feel confident that we'll be able to work with the Sports Authority, get the modifications and improvements to Arrowhead completed over a several-year period, and then have a 25-year runway from there to continue to play football here in Jackson County.
All right, on the flip side, there's a no vote on April 2nd. We've heard from both clubs that you'd look at options. I want to get you on the record. Do those options include leaving Missouri and or Kansas?
Well, the way I would answer that is if the vote fails on Tuesday, we will have to consider all of our options. From a Chiefs standpoint, we're in a building that's now 52, 53 years old. At the end of the lease, it'll be 60 years old. And we only have 7 years left on our lease, so we'll be in a position where we've got to consider our options. Clearly, what we want to do is stay right here in Jackson County. It's been a tremendous partnership. It's been a great home for the Chiefs. It's a place that was very special to my father, and our family still feels the same way about it. So our goal is to stay here, and that's what we're looking for on Tuesday.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I would say that what we're doing right now is working extremely hard to make sure we stay in Kansas City and Jackson County. I'm the owner of the Royals, but I'm also a Chiefs fan, and as a fan, I'm voting yes for a couple of different reasons next week. But I love the environment out here as a fan. Been a season ticket holder for a long time. As it relates to the Royals, I take very seriously the legacy of Ewing Kauffman. I really feel like when we acquired the team, that was really our primary strategic objective, to make sure that we continue this great partnership, as Clark said, with Jackson County. And that's really what my head's down 24/7 right now. I'm learning some new skills. I was knocking on doors last weekend. I went to some East Side churches on Sunday. I've been to a couple of union events, neighborhood meeting in the Jazz District this week, which is an interesting thing. We got to make sure we connect our new ballpark both to the east side and the west side and in the south. But I'm pretty excited about what I'm hearing. These aren't scientific polls. At the opener yesterday, I took a long walk around the ballpark, and I was overwhelmed by people saying good luck good luck today. Let's beat the Twins, which we didn't get done, but also good luck on Tuesday as well.
You were at the home opener too, Mr. Hunt, right? What did you take away from it?
Yeah, it was a great experience. The opening day is always so special for the Royals. We appreciate the Royals asking us to be there and having Coach Reed throw out the first pitch. I was glad to see that he got it right over the plate. He had a pretty good catcher who helped make that happen, in George Brett. But it was a fun day all the way around, and I enjoyed getting to see the Royals fans, many of whom are also Chiefs fans.
I did hear a few jeers, Mr. Sherman, when the vote yes showed up on the Jumbotron. Were you okay with that? Were you happy with the decision?
I
to put that up there?
didn't hear the jeers, but I don't hear a lot of opening day. I love opening day. The atmosphere was great, having the Chiefs there and Andy Reid, and also honoring the family of one of the victims at the parade. But it was just a great day. I think opening day, as Clark said, it's about a lot more than just baseball, and I think But when I'm in opening day is a tough day to watch. I like to watch baseball. I literally like to watch every pitch, right? I love the matchup. I love the ebb and flow of the game. And opening days, that's hard to do. In fact, I think Clark likes to watch. A couple times we were trying to sneak down to where we could get our tunnel vision on and watch the game. But anyway, I didn't hear the jeers. But
yeah, a lot of distractions and hoopla and stuff going on that first day. I get that. All right. Let's talk, Mr. Sherman. We've heard a little bit about the CBAs and specifically for you in the school district. I heard that you flew Dr. Collier, the superintendent, down to Arizona to have some conversation with her face to face. Is that true? And are those conversations still going on? How do things look?
We have a partnership with the school district, and it's called Royals Literacy League. It's a really innovative partnership. You think about childhood literacy. It's a very important issue in Kansas City and affects a lot of things: quality of life, jobs, and more importantly, access to education and having our young people prepared. It's a big deal. And Kansas City School District has a 20% reading, on fourth grade level, and that's just not acceptable. So we're working very closely with her, and she's on an advisory council for that league, and so that's why she was down there. But we also took the time. We were having discussions about our agreement with them, and of course the first objective there is to make sure they're kept whole on their tax, any potential lost tax revenue if the stadium site itself comes off the rolls, and we certainly have crossed that threshold with her.
Okay, good. All right, Mr. Hunt, let's talk CBAs. There's a lot about making sure that the community gets a benefit out of all of this tax money. Some criticisms that the CBAs that are agreed to don't have a whole lot of enforceability or penalties if maybe the Chiefs and Royals don't live up to their end of the bargain. What do you say to that?
Well, first of all, the Royals and the Chiefs have a long history of giving back to the community, and these CBAs are really just an extension of that. Over the terms of the leases, the two clubs will invest more than $260 million back into Jackson County. It'll be in a number of different areas that'll be determined by a community-wide board. something that we can all buy into. I mentioned earlier that we've agreed to community benefits agreements. Those were negotiated over many, many months with different constituencies here in Kansas City who wanted to have a voice there. Clearly, at the end of the day, you can't make everyone happy when you're negotiating with such a large group. But we believe that the CBAs are a big commitment on behalf of the clubs to want to improve Jackson County and continue our legacy of giving back.
All right, Mr. Sherman, we talk about costs of the project here. Royals have laid out, or the Chiefs have laid out a real $800 million. We're covering this much. We kind of just have a general idea of $2 billion total project from the Royals. Do you have a more specific, concrete number on what this?
Yeah, I think we've talked a little more specific than that. One thing I would just add on the community benefits agreement, I consider them totally enforceable, and we are committed to be held accountable to delivering on those benefits. I just want to make that clear. Relative to the project, if you think about the district and the ballpark, it's about a $2.5 billion project. I would say think of the stadium as a $1 billion project plus infrastructure, plus the development, and we're gonna call the development in round numbers $1 billion. We're going to deliver $1 billion of private capital, and in the stadium itself, we have a range, and really this depends on a few things, but we're committed to put a range of $300 to $400 million into the stadium.
Wow. All right, good. And then cost overruns on both things you guys have agreed to cover.
We have the cost overruns, and we're responsible for maintaining the buildings as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The same thing with the Chiefs. In addition to our $300 million commitment to the project, we'll be taking on any cost overruns that are associated with it, and also the cost of maintaining the building, which with a stadium that's 60 years old, those are pretty significant.
Any progress to report from conversations with maybe Governor Parsons' office or Mayor Lucas's office on any city or state contributions?
We have not engaged with the state or local governments at this point. It's something that we plan to do in the near future. Governor Parsons knows that we'll be reaching out, but we think the most important thing is to focus on Tuesday and get that yes vote.
Agree with that. We're having conversations with both, but I agree with Clark and everybody. Look, let's see what happens on Tuesday, and then we'll get right to work on those things.
Any last minute convincing for voters here as we wrap up?
Well, I would just say that the Chiefs have had a tremendous partnership with Jackson County and the city of Kansas City for many, many decades, and we're excited about the opportunity to be able to extend that for another 25 years. I want to encourage everyone to come out and vote yes on Tuesday.
I would agree with that. This has been a great partnership. We'd like to continue it. I think a lot about Clark's dad, and I think a lot about you and Kaufman. This is my hometown, and I think about what this city might look like and what our sports environment might be without those two guys both having brought these franchises here. And certainly in Mr. Kaufman's case, all that he did to make sure it stayed here. And that's a legacy that is very, very important to me. And that's a lot of what's driving me to make sure we get across the finish line on Tuesday.
I guess you'll be voting yes. How about you? Are you a registered voter in Jackson?
Not a registered voter, but we've got a lot of family here, and I know they'll all be voting yes.
There we go. All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you. Appreciate the time. Thank you, Charlie.